Hello everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. In this tutorial we will be making Falkor from NeverEnding Story. A lot of you have had requests for Falkor, so I figured we would do him. NeverEnding Story was one of my favorite childhood movies. Alright, this tutorial is dedicated to Louise Hinton. Yay! Louise has been a fan of mine for a long time, and hopefully you are also a fan of NeverEnding Story. Yeah, so I definitely hope you make him. Definitely share pictures with me via Facebook or Instagram. And good luck, because he is a challenge, but if you've done a bunch of my other designs, which I'm sure you have, he shouldn't be too difficult for you. Okay, so Falkor will be needing 2 looms. As far as the band count, check the description of this video for that, because I do not yet have a complete band count for him. So definitely check the description for that. And also, this will be divided into several videos, because he is a larger project. Okay. And also, I just wanted to let you know that this is my own design of Falkor, as all my tutorials are my own designs, so I did not copy anybody in this tutorial. I just wanted to let you know that. I know there was somebody who had made a Falkor and won a rainbow loom contest with it, but I just want you to know that this is my own design. I actually didn't really look at that picture very closely, so I am not in any way getting any of my ideas from that creation that other lady made. So I just wanted you to know that. That was actually Jessica who I dedicated my Chinese dragon to, so congrats to Jessica for making the Falkor, because he looks awesome. So Jessica, I just want you to know that I'm not in any way trying to copy you at all. Okay, this is my own design. And anyway, she drew inspiration from my Chinese dragon to make her Falkor, so kind of goes hand in hand there. Alright everybody, so in this portion of the tutorial we will be making Falkor's legs and his ears. Alright. So I'm going to start with the ears, because that is probably the simpler part. So just follow me here. We are taking 2 bands at a time, 2 whites. And let's see, 1, 2. Alright, yeah, so just follow what I'm doing here, 2 at a time. That weird noise in the background is my heater. I think it is starting to die. It's a very old heater. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I went down 9 times, 2 bands at a time. And I'm going to go down this row. Alright, I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to go onto the 4th peg from the top and go angled like that. I'm going to go down once and then I'm going to come back in like that. Right. Ears are a very random design. They were very random with my poodle as well. 2, 3, and I'm going to come in here. Alright, now I'm going to take 2 bands at a time for my horizontal bands. I'm going to double loop a single white band for this here. take 2 and 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. And I'm just going to take 1 and I'm going to cap off my end by wrapping the band around the peg, creating 4 loops. Alright, I'm going to take my hook, going to go down under that capping band, grabbing the top 2 underneath that capping band, which are these 2 diagonals, loop them, pull back that horizontal band, grab the top 2, loop those, go behind this horizontal band, grab these 2, go behind this one, grab these 2, and go up here, and do these 2 diagonals as well. Then we're just going to go up this row. I am a fast loomer. A lot of people tell me that, so I try to go slow, but it's hard for me. I'll try, but right now we're going to go up this column. Okay, I'm going to take 3 bands of any color, doesn't matter because we're going to take them off later. And I'm just going to tie slip knots at the top 3 ends here. And once we've done that, we can take this off carefully. Try not to stretch it out too much. So I have an ear. You want to make a second one, you can make it exactly the same. I made it exactly the same because we can always push it to make it bend the other way when we attach. That's totally fine. Alright, so make 2 ears. Okay, and then we will be working on his legs. We're going to start with the feet. So grabbing 2 white bands. Oh, before we do that, you want to change your loom to the offset, and we only need 1, so like this. So you need 1 loom in the offset. So you might have to take apart your other loom if you only have 2 looms. Alright, so we're taking 2 at a time. I'm going to go down 3 times on this side and 3 times on the other side. 2 bands at a time. It's always 2 bands at a time. I never just put single bands around unless I'm double looping, just so you guys know for the future. And I'm going to go diagonally here, and here, and here, and here. And I'm going to go down the middle. Okay, I'm going to go down twice here, 1, 2, twice here, 1, 2, and then twice here, which is 1, 2. Okay, grab your clear bands because we're going to do his claws. If you don't have clear, you can use like a tan color maybe. If you have tan, I just recommend not using white because they're going to be hard to see if you use white. I'm double looping my clear twice here, and twice here. I'm going to take a clear and I'm going to cap off this peg, wrapping it around, creating 5 loops. 3, 4, 5. Alright, and I'm going to take 2 white bands. I'm going to make my horizontals here. And I'm going to take another set of white horizontals there. Alright, we're going to begin to loop the bands. So grab your hook, and we are going to start down here. So go under the cap band and loop up. Up to this point. We're going to go up the middle. To there. And go up this side. Okay, now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab the top two bands, which are these. I'm going to go up again. And then in here I'm going to grab the top two, which are these diagonals. And then these two, which go that way. Alright, go back in here and grab the top two in here, which are these, and the top two here, which are these. And then we're just going to go up. Oops, missed one. Alright, so continuing. Oh, you know what? Oof. Undo this one because I forgot to put a horizontal band. Undo that one and then just lift up the top two loops here and the top two loops here. Keep them on your hook and just double loop a white band and bring it across these two pegs. Okay, then we can replace these loops back on. Sorry about that, forgot about that band. And then, yeah, now we can loop up. Alright. Okay, so once I've reached this point, I'm going to take the two bands of any color and I'm going to tie off my ends here. Then I'm going to very carefully use my hook to lift up the paw from the bottom. Okay, so here is one of his paws. Very cool. Alright, now we're going to work on, oh, make 4 of these, so you need to make 3 more. Okay, so you have 4 paws. And then we are going to work on the forearm muscle. Alright, so grab your whites and take 2 at a time. Change your loom back to the rectangular. And we're taking 2 bands at a time. Okay, and we're going to cap off here, wrapping the band around, creating 4 loops. And here as well. You're going to double loop. Like that, so these 3 are all double looped. And now we're going to loop up, straight up. Grab your random color bands and tie off your ends. And you want to make 6 of these. Alright, these are like little muscle that will add bulk to the arms, so make 6 of those. Alright. Alright, so we made 6 of those. Now we're going to do the forearm. So grabbing 2 white at a time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to double loop the white. Okay, Now, you're going to grab your paw, or one of your paws. Okay. We're holding it so it's bending in this direction. Okay, so the paw is bending down. Alright, I'm going to go through the white loops on this side. Okay, we're not going through the tying band, we're going through the actual loops. Make sure you're going through the loops and not between the loops. Then you're going to pull off the tying band. Okay, so you have the 4 loops around your hook. We're going to wrap them around this peg and push down because you don't want them to lift up. Then we're going to go through the other set of loops, pull off that tying band, and wrap those right here. Now we're going to grab the top 2 loops. There's 4 on each one that we just put around. Grab the top 2 loops off of each, double loop a white band, stick it across here. If you don't do this, he's going to have a hole in his arm. And then you're going to replace the loops. Push down. You can push the paw down too if you want. So once you've done that, you're going to grab one of those muscle bulk things, the ones you made 6 of, and you're going to go through the 4 loops of the capping band on this side. Okay, I tied mine off in white, don't worry about that. And then you're going to wrap the capping band around this peg here, like that. Once you've done that, you're going to loop up these 2 bands from in here. Like that. Now you're going to go through the other capping band and wrap that around this peg. Okay. Then you're going to dig down and loop up those 2 bands. Just like that. Now you're going to lift this muscle. So lift it up. So the capping band has the bands going through it. You're going to go up to the first set and go into the band. So your hook is wrapped around the 4 loops. You're going to open it up, stick that on that peg, and then loop up. We're going to do that on the other side. Stick your hook through the 4 bands. Make sure you're going through the loops and not between them. Wrap them around and then loop up. Okay, we're going to connect this. So now we're going to go to the next set of loops. Try not to go through the horizontal band in there. I try to just go through the edge loops. 4 loops on the edge. Wrap around the next peg. It's just easier that way, honestly. And then on the other side, same thing. Okay, loop up. Now at some point you might want to lift this up a little bit, which is totally fine. I'm going to lift it up a tiny bit so I'm not overstretching the bands. So I lifted it up a little bit. Now I'm going to go through the next set and just continue what I've been doing. Okay, up. Let's go through the other side. Make sure you're going through the loops and not between them. Okay, and this is our last set, so go through the end loops here and wrap them around this peg here, and then loop up the final set. Okay, then I recommend you take bands of a different color than these, so these are white, so I'm going to use pink for this one, and just tie off these ends here. Okay, and then just take that off. Alright, just like that. So, what you want to do, once you've done that, is we can take off the lower tying bands, the ones we didn't just put on. Right? So now we have the 2 on the edge that's holding everything together. Alright, so you want to do this with the other 3 paws, so you should have 4 of these. They all look the same. Okay? So you're going to use 3 more of your muscle bulk things, alright, to make the other 3 legs. Alright, so once you've done that, okay, now we're going to work on 2 of the front legs. So grab 2 of your legs with the forearms, okay, and just put them near you. You have 4 total, grab 2 of them. Alright, we're going to take, again, 2 white bands at a time here. Okay, and then I'm going to go down here, same thing. And then these 2 are going to be angled. I'm going to cap off here, wrapping the band around the peg. I think I made 5 loops there. Let me just check. Yes, create 5 loops. If you can only do 4, that's fine. And now we're double looping the whites. Just like that. Alright, grab your hook, and we are going to loop up these 2. So remember to go under the capping band, and these 2. Alright, you're going to push them down. Now you're going to grab one of your forearms, okay? You're going to hold it so that the paw is folded this way, or bent down like that. You're going to go through these bands on this side, so go through the loops. Wrap them around here, okay. Then same thing on the other side, go through those loops and wrap them around the other peg. Then you're going to push that down, and then you're going to grab another of your little mussels. Okay, you have 2 left, so grab one of them. Go through the capping band, 4 loops the capping band, wrap that around that peg, and same thing with the other side. Same peg that we wrapped the forearm around. Then you have to dig all the way down and grab the bottom bands to loop them. Okay, once you've done that, you can lift up that forearm muscle, or now it's the upper arm muscle, whatever. And we're going to go through the next set of loops. Same thing we were doing before by attaching the loops around the peg. Alright, so that first set of loops I attached around, loop up. Same thing on the other side, go through the loops and wrap them around here. Okay, don't worry if your tying bands get in the way because they're coming out later. Loop up. Same thing again here. Okay, if you want to, again, lift up down here a little bit, you can. Just make sure you don't lift up too much. Alright, let's go through the next set of loops. Okay, and then go through the final set. Loop up. Final set. Loop up. Okay, and then there we go. Alright. So again, I recommend grabbing a tying band of a different color. So I'm going to use black here instead of pink. Just tie off your end. Okay, pull this off. And then once you've done that, you're going to pull off all the tying bands except for those 2 black ones. So now he has a little elbow, which is kind of cute. Yay! Alright, so here is one of his front legs. Okay, they are folded like that. Yay, it looks great. You're going to make a second one, so grab another one of your forearms and the last little muscle piece and make your second front leg exactly the same. Okay? So you have two front legs, the ears, and then you have the two forearms for the back two legs. So now we're going to do the muscles for the back legs. In this portion you'll be needing some of the clear. So I'm going to take a clear and a white. Again, a clear and a white. And again, clear and white. I'm going to do the same thing again. So clear and white here. Clear and white here. Clear and white here. If you happen to have a ton of clear, it's actually would look better if you use two clear there instead of the clear and the white, but I don't have that much clear, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Alright, two white here. Two white here. Two white here. And two white here. Alright, we're going to cap off these two ends with the white, so wrap around creating 4 loops. Gotta get more white. Okay, now I'm going to double loop some whites like this across. So double loop your whites. Just like that. Alright, you're going to make 2 of these, just so you know. For the back legs, 1 for each, and then we're just going to loop up each one. Very basic. And then as usual, I'm going to tie off my ends here. Okay. Alright, so you're going to make another one of these, so you have 2, okay? And now we're going to just take our white. We're not using clear in this part, so just take white. And we're going to go down 2 at a time, 7 times. So the back legs are very similar to the front legs, they're just 1 length longer, and we just put a little bit of clear in them. That's like the only difference, really. Because they are actually a tiny bit longer in the back than in the front. Alright, now I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to go diagonally. Alright, take a white, cap off this end, wrapping it around, creating 5 loops. And now we are going to double loop white for our horizontal bands. Okay, and we're going to go under the capping band, grabbing the top 2 weights, and the next one. Alright, so now we're going to grab another one of our forearms. Again, the leg is curved this way. Okay, so it's curving down. Go through the loops on this side, wrap them around the peg, go through the loops on the other side, wrap them around the other peg, push down, and now you're going to take your long forearm with the clear bands, go through the 4 loops of the capping band here, wrap that around that peg, same peg you wrapped the forearm around, and same thing on the other side, right here. Alright, careful they don't lift up, then dig all the way down, loop up the first set here, and then the set here. Take down, find those bands. This is why I recommend Rainbow Loom brand, because they don't snap as easily as other brands. Alright, lift up the forearm, stick your hook through the next set, loop around and loop up. Same thing on the opposite side. Hook through the loops of the first set above the capping band, wrap around, loop up. And like we did before, we're just doing the same exact thing, looping around each set and going up. This is the first set with the clear bands. Okay, again, if you want to lift up from the bottom, that's totally up to you. You don't want to stretch out the bands too much. Wrap around the final set of loops here and loop up that final set. Same thing on this side. And then use another color to tie off your two ends. And then pull it off. And pull off all your tying bands except the two at the end, which are the two black ones for me. Okay, got another little elbow on the back leg, very cool. Alright, so you want to use the last forearm on your final back leg as well as the muscle. Alright, so at the end of this video you should have your two back legs, your two front legs, which are a little bit shorter. Remember, pay attention and make sure that later when we attach them that you realize that the back legs have the clear bands and the front legs don't. And then you have the two ears. Yay! Good job, everybody. Go to part 2 and I will see you over there.